Once in a small village, there was a boy named Rohan. He was kind, but life was very hard for him. His family was poor. They lived in a small house with broken walls, and sometimes they had no food to eat. His father worked in the fields all day, and his mother made clay pots to sell in the market. But still, money was never enough. One cold night, Rohan sat outside looking at the stars. His stomach was empty, but his heart was full of dreams. One day, I will change my life. I will make my parents proud, he whispered to himself. His little sister, Mira, came and sat beside him. Brother, will we always be poor? She asked, her eyes filled with sadness. Rohan smiled and wiped her tears. No, Mira, I promise one day we will have a big house and you will never be hungry again. But life was cruel. The next morning, Rohan's father fell sick. He was too weak to work, and the family had no money for medicine. His mother cried silently, hiding her tears from the children. Rohan saw this and felt a pain deep in his heart. I have to do something, he thought. He went to the market and looked for work, but nobody wanted to hire a small boy. Some shopkeepers even laughed at him. Go home, kid. This is not your place, they said, but Rohan did not give up. He walked from street to street until he found an old man who needed help, carrying sacks of rice. The work was hard and the sacks were heavy. His hands hurt and his back ached, but he did not stop. At the end of the day, the old man gave him a few coins. Rohan ran home with joy. Mother, look, I earned money today, he said, his eyes shining. His mother hugged him tightly, tears falling down her cheeks. My brave son, she whispered. Days passed, then weeks. Rohan worked harder and harder. He did many small jobs, cleaning, carrying, even polishing shoes. People in the village started noticing his determination. This boy has a fire in his heart, they said, but not everyone was kind. Some boys in the village made fun of him. Look at Rohan, the little worker. He will always be poor, they laughed. Rohan heard them, but he did not reply. Instead, he worked even harder. One day, a rich man came to the village. He was looking for a helper. Someone told him about Rohan. The rich man met him and asked, "Why do you work so hard, boy?" Rohan looked into his eyes and said, "Because I want to change my life. I want to help my family." The rich man was impressed. "Come work for me in the city," he said. "I will pay you well, and you can learn new things." It was a big decision. Rohan did not want to leave his family, but he knew this was his chance. With a heavy heart, he hugged his mother and sister. "I will come back soon with a better life for us," he promised. In the city, life was different. The buildings were tall, the streets were crowded, and everything moved fast. Rohan worked hard in the rich man's shop. He learned how to talk to customers, how to count money, and how to sell things. Slowly, he became better. Years passed. Rohan saved every coin he could. He sent money to his family, making sure they never went hungry again. He learned more skills and started his own small business. He never forgot his promise. One day, he returned to his village. But this time, he was not the poor boy people used to laugh at. He was successful, strong, and full of confidence. He bought a new house for his family and made sure his sister went to school without the same boys who once laughed at him now stood with their heads down. Rohan, we were wrong about you, they admitted. Rohan smiled. It's never too late to change. He said, work hard, believe in yourself, and never give up. His story spread in the village, inspiring many others. Poor children looked at him and thought, if he can do it, so can we. And that is the beauty of life. No matter how hard things get, if you keep going, if you never lose hope, one day you will shine out. So, dear listener, remember this story. Heart, be kind, and never give up on your dreams. If you liked this story and want more beautiful and inspiring stories, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support means the world. Thank you for listening.